not an essay, from your conversation. A word or a phrase that you want to contribute to the conversation, the collective conversation. Something that would add to this. Anybody? If you just have something, just stand up and yell it, because the room is, yes?
During my conversation here, I learned something very nice, that you are all related to this topic tonight.
That's true. This little, actually most people here, it's true. Yes, can't hear. That many people have been involved in this conversation for a while.
So mutually related is one of the...
Mutually related.
Everything connects.
Okay?
A global perspective.
Okay?
Respect and relationships.
Okay?
Reconciliation.
Our group, I think I could say, concluded that attitude was currently more important than law. Changing law isn't going to do this.
Okay?
Changing attitude is going to have to be first before any other talk about changing the law.
Okay. Just so you know, I've opened pretty much all the windows here, so if you're getting cold, you should say. Shall I continue?
Yes.
Okay. So the second theme is called New Approaches and New Insights. So there's a few people that I would call prophets, loosely, that I pay attention to. And one is George Monbiot, who recently wrote his piece called Eating the Earth. Habitat and species are collapsing before our eyes. This is in his article, Eating the Earth. Animals, birds, mammals have fallen 60% since 1970. Insect populations and bees are dying, which means there's no crop pollination. According to the UN Food and Agricultural Organization, given the amount of soil loss, there are 60 years of harvest left on the planet. And the groundwater is being drained everywhere. The second prophet I pay attention to is Chris Hedges, truthdig.org. Brilliant. His titles: The Visionless Society, Fascism, Climate Collapse, American Dystopia. His latest book is called Unspeakable, America, the Farewell Tour, and my favorite, Wages of Rebellion, the Moral Imperative to Revolt. It's very catchy titles. Bill McKibben, who recently wrote about climate change, is all about power, oil corporations, financial monopolies, and his language, the fight against climate change. At a talk that I was at not too long ago, he said every middle-class white person over 60 should be in jail due to civil disobedience. He did not laugh. He was really serious. We should be in jail.
Is he over 60?
Yes, he is. The other person that I listen to carefully, another prophet, is Thomas Homer Dixon, who also in a recent piece in the Guardian Weekly said how Western civilizations could collapse. Now, all of what they write about is true. And I would call these prophets of doom and gloom. They are prophets. It's true what they're saying. And what I want to do is talk about some new approaches. And I listen to these people quite carefully because I think what they say is their data is very good, their analysis is very good. So, it's really important to be aware. It's really important to learn what's going on, to be ecologically literate, to understand the economic and political factors in ecological decline. However, analysis is not enough. Analysis is not a vision, it's analysis. Now, Professor Stephen Sharper is sitting here, and he told me this 20 years ago. It took me a bit more time to get this, that you can't build a movement on negative data. It doesn't move people, even if it's profoundly true. Now, for some of us to understand these things, if you understood what was going on in climate change, you would act, because you would understand that the negative data, or it's not negative data, it's the data. It makes us act, but for many people it doesn't. So this is the approach I want to take, is analysis is a first step. So Mark Twain has this lovely comment. The researchers have already thrown so much darkness on this subject that if they continue, we will soon know nothing about it at all. I want to pay attention to our language. It's unbelievable how often it's the fight against climate change. It's constant, the fight against climate change. Now, is it a fight? I think we need more than analysis, and I think we need a different language other than conflict with ecological issues. So I'm going to draw from Laudato Si just a bit. I think it's an extremely important contribution. It's in the tradition of Catholic social teaching. It's on ecology, which this is the most substantial document from any religious institution on ecology. What is interesting about Laudato Si coming from the Catholic tradition is that it is an appeal to the whole world, and it's beyond the boundaries of Catholicism, it's beyond the boundaries of Christianity, it's beyond the boundaries of religion. It's an appeal to people who care about the common good. It doesn't use biblical proof texting, which is like, finally. It shows the link between poverty, ecological ruin, and inequities. It puts those who benefit least from the global economy and who live amidst ecological strain, it puts them first. Demands political action, criticizes apathy and affluence. I would say it's overall very good. It's not good on women. It is anthropocentric, but it's also not new to anyone who's worked on issues of religion and ecology. But it's still very important. Now, what I like most about it is this concept of integral ecology. Ecology needs to be integrated. And integral ecology is needed for any human flourishing. This is the title of the evening. It doesn't go far to say that the earth is a spiritual source, but it does link spirituality and sustainability. The natural world has integrity. It functions as a system. And we need to understand human activities in an integrated manner, economics and ecology. But this notion of integral ecology comes from other places as well, not using the term. So in the past 10, 15 years, there's the Earth Charter, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. But there's all kinds of other work in biodemocracy, biospheric egalitarianism, Earth democracy, planetary solidarity, ecological civilization, green citizenship. These are movements all over the world that are using the insight of integral ecology. And they're saying we need more than analysis. We need new approaches, new language. Some of you dwell in the world of academia, and you would know that coming from initially continental philosophy is all the work on new materialisms, that everything is indeed connected at every level. And new materialisms are really challenging academic silos. They're trying to bring together science, humanities, social science, environmental humanities, and trying to say we need to work together and need to move out of our narrow disciplines and expand our methodologies and reconceive education outside of disciplinary boundaries. And all of this is necessary for what they call planetary thinking. So in new materialism, aesthetic blends with ethics and culture and nature, and religion is integrated in this, and as are politics and economics. The language in new materialism is a little bit challenging, but these are some of the terms they really like. Relational immanence, reciprocity, mutuality, embodiment, embodied subjectivities. So everything is connected all the way up and all the way down. integral ecology. Some of you will know the work on evolution that's been taking place, trying to understand evolution in a multidisciplinary way. The same way would be true of cosmology, the natural sciences. All of this work is taking place. From the sciences, there are books like Sapiens, Harari's book, The Hidden Life of Trees, Terence Deacon's book, Incomplete Nature, How Mind Emerged from Matter, which personally I find really difficult, but I'm sure it's important the day I understand it. It's that literally, that matter and mind, thoughts and matter are deeply interconnected, and it actually can be understood. So Terence Deacon is a scientist. But all of this work to try to understand, we say everything's connected, but there are people actually trying to understand, well, how is everything connected? And it's quite profound. So all this research, this psychic energy to understand bees, how do bees communicate? How do bees and flowers communicate? What about animal intelligence? What about language, animal language, their ethical codes, their friendships? This is some of the work of Mark Bekoff on ethnography. It's called The Cultural Lives of Animals. I think these are genuine new approaches with fresh insights. And politics and religions can be infused with these. And I'm just going to make a comparison. I'm sure many of you are very familiar with Naomi Klein's book, This Changes Everything. And I'm going to say that this is an outdated approach. She's all about the fight. Her analysis is very good. Her understanding of the economic and political aspects is very good. Her understanding of ecology is almost non-existent. So integral ecology, it's more than just the political analysis. It's more than just understanding either the prophets of doom and gloom in the data, or what are the methodological tools we are using to analyze. So I think integral ecology is coming from many places, and there are prophetic voices in unexpected places. I think without analysis we won't understand ecological decline. We won't understand how we are both causing and will be affected. But analysis on its own is not inspiring. I mean, the book, The Hidden Life of Trees, this is like a huge bestseller. Huge. Now, why is that? What is so attractive about something like this? I think it's offering insights that awaken deep energies and a different kind of courage. So this next pause is on what are you seeing as fresh approaches, new insights? Where are they coming from? Go.